Hi, my name is Beer, and let's start with a game that you can play for free this whole weekend, Dead by Daylight. This is a multiplayer 4 vs 1 horror game, where one player takes on the role of the savage killer and the other 4 players play as survivors trying to escape the killer and avoid being caught, tortured and killed. Survivors play in third person and have the advantage of better situational awareness. You know, when you go near the corner of the house, you can see what is happening without exposing your silly face, and the killer plays in first person. I personally think that this concept came from studying nature. Various zebras and antelopes have peripheral vision and the predators are best at seeing what's in front of them, so they took this concept and implemented it here. Anyway, the survivor's goal in each encounter is to escape the killing ground without getting caught by the killer, something that sounds easier than it is, especially when the environment changes every time you play. And if you play as a killer, you must help survivors to escape safely, except not. Game has very positive review score on Steam and it's free to play this weekend, so it's a no-brainer, I guess. Hollow Knight. This is a classic 2D adventure platformer game. Here you will explore twisting caverns, ancient cities and deadly wastes, encounter battle-tainted creatures, befriend bizarre bugs and solve ancient mysteries at the kingdom's heart. Game is hard and it's often compared to Dark Souls. Keep that in mind before you fall in love with those lovely graphics. They're quite deadly. If you don't like bugs, you will get your chance to kill a few hundred of them or, you know, be killed by them. Yeah, that is way more likely. There are a lot of bug-like different creatures infesting these lands and only you can exterminate them with your gaming skills. In the game you'll find plenty of good bugs as well, so I don't know what this game teaches us. I guess be friends with friends and be enemies with enemies?
Wisdom, yay!
The Forest. How strong are your balls? I guess this is not the question you hear every day, although if you do, you live in a weird place and you should literally get out of there. But this game will raise this question for you over and over again, because alongside the sandbox part where you cut trees, build cute houses, lay traps and free roam this beautiful world, there is a cannibal part of the game, where you have to defend yourself against a clan of genetic mutant enemies that have beliefs, families, morals, and that appear almost human. Nights are scary in the forest, you'll need tough ones. Dying Light Definitive Edition. This is a great deal which includes the full game and a huge expansion with a new story, vast original map and a customizable buggy to drive. Also 2 additional game modes, 2 additional quarantine zones, exclusive weapons and outfits. The game has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam and that makes at least 95% of players happy with their purchase. Anyway, here you'll have to survive in a city ravaged by, obviously, zombie virus and freely roam around basking in its unique atmosphere. You will also use parkour skills to jump or climb buildings and reach remote areas. But the most dramatic shift in the world comes at the sundown as you change from a hunter to a hunted. That is a terrifying experience and you would never leave the safe zone at night, but the best quests and rewards await you only when the darkness falls. Granblue Fantasy Versus. Usually I do not feature anime-related games in my channel because I have little knowledge of them, but this, as it seems, is a classic fighting game, made by the same company that created the critically acclaimed Dragon Ball FighterZ released in 2018. And I like Dragon Ball Z, I skipped school to never miss an episode. I guess that's why I am a YouTuber now. So Granblue Fantasy Versus offers several fun modes. A big attraction is the feature mode, enriched with animated interludes and dialogue sections between the characters. The thing I will always skip, but you may actually enjoy it, I don't know. And game itself, you know, I probably don't have to say it, but it's way better if you have a friend to play it with.
Inscryption.
This is a card-based odyssey that blends the deck-building, roguelike, escape room-style puzzles and psychological horror into one amazing gameplay. Here you'll acquire a deck of woodland creature cards by draft, surgery and self-mutilation, unlock the secrets lurking behind the walls of a mysterious cabin and embark on an unexpected and deeply disturbing odyssey. So don't play this game with your 6-year-old nephew or something. Or play, actually I don't care, I am a terrible person. Anyway, overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam are well deserved, this game is a real gem. Also, if you are in doubt, you can play the free demo version on Steam. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This game has the most satisfying melee combat I've seen since Witcher 3, and I probably liked it so much because it reminded me of those sword dances I did as Geralt. The game started slow, but the more I played, the more powerful Jedi I became. You know, skills like running on walls or throwing spinning lightsaber into a bunch of puny enemies are not given to you all at once. At the beginning you suck, and also you suck as a Jedi. All you can do is to swing that sword and reflect some lasers, so I died a lot. Normal difficulty here is actually hard for normal old people, and the game is Souls-like, but it has a story mode, or as I call it, Pussy Difficulty, where you can feel like a real combat god every Jedi should be. Despite that, I died in story mode a lot as well, because if you want your Jedi to be a great warrior, you should be a great player. And I'm not, but I have finished the game and I can guarantee that it is awesome.
Frostpunk.
This is a society survival game. As the ruler of the last city on Earth, it is your duty to manage both its citizens and its infrastructure. Optimization and resource management often clash with empathy and thoughtful decision making. If your population is huge, they need more food, so it's nice if some of them dies out doing some harsh labor. Then you get more food for the rest of them, but that will put you in a hard position as a leader. Or for example, if a child is injured at work, you have several options of what to do next. Ban child labor, limit child employment to relatively safe jobs, or just ignore the injury and put children to work anyway, because, you know, that potato salad you like will not make itself, right? V-Rising. The game is still in early access, but it is an undoubtful hit of 2022. In this hack-and-slash action-adventure game, you will awaken as a weekend vampire after centuries of slumber. Hunt for blood in nearby settlements to regain your strength while hiding from the scorching sun and aggressive garlic cloves. You will also have to rebuild your castle from ruins and convert humans into your loyal servants in a quest to raise your vampire empire. People on Steam are talking that combat here is largely dependent on skill and not on RNG, which is undoubtedly one of the best features of this game. Also, the co-op part of V-Rising is made very well, so if you have a friend, you have all my recommendations to play this game together. And I literally mean together, not against each other, because the PvP part of the game is pretty boring. Also, if you change the letter V in the name with the letter D, you will get an immature joke. You are welcome. The Medium. Concept is simple. Here you have the physical world and the spirit world, and you have to interact in both of those. You will use your psychic abilities to solve puzzles spanning both worlds, uncover deeply disturbing secrets, and survive encounters with the Maw, a monster born from an unspeakable tragedy. Sounds grim and a bit scary. Also, the whole concept reminds me of a Silent Hill, although in there you weren't in control of world switching. In a matter of fact, no sane person would ever go to that other world of Silent Hill by choice. The world of the Medium has been invented and designed under the inspiration of Zdzislaw Beksinski's paintings, as almost every horror game these days, last hit being Scorn. So Beksinski was a polished dystopian surrealist with a sad life story. He obviously wasn't a fan of airy-fairy unicorn rainbows, but rather he saw a grim mirror of our reality and reflected his imaginations on his disturbing but very cool paintings. Also, guess what just have started on GoG? Yes, it's a Halloween sale! Plenty, and I mean hundreds of awesome games are discounted for a whole week. Click on my link in the description and you will get straight to the sale page. From Heroes of Might and Magic to Divinity Original Sin, from Cyberpunk 2077 to Soma. So again, link in the description below. Thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time, bye!